Hey guys, this is another My Two Cents. I'm RJ. Hopefully you already knew that, and if not, I'm RJ. So I'm going to talk about something. It's been out for several years, but I've recently kind of started getting back into it in the last week and a half or so, and that's ASMR. If you don't know what ASMR is, it stands for, I am reading this off the screen, so it stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Basically, it's when you consume media and the visual or for me, it's primarily audio cues, um, kind of create a tingling sensation, usually along like the scalp or sometimes kind of down like your spine. Um, that's the best way I can describe it. It's kind of weird, and really it's one of those things you kind of have to experience on your own. But the hard part is there is a ton of it out there now. So I first heard about it in like 2013 or something like that, thanks to Rhett and Link on their Good Mythical Morning show. Um, and then I don't even remember who, which video like first kind of triggered the ASMR for me, but it was like, hey, this is weird. Like, how's this working? But it's also pretty cool, right? Um, because the whole thing is you have typically, this is not always the case, but typically the person has a mic with two, or the mic has two different ends that are about the distance of your ears, so that when they move around and talk, you can really hear um, the audio as if they were actually in the room with you. So some of the ones that work the best for me are kind of like the whispering ones, where like they'll whisper on one side of the ear and you can, and then kind of like go around and start whispering the other, but you can, your brain interprets it like, hey, they're literally behind me, like I can tell exactly where they are, and it's super weird and hard to explain. um, like I said, it's really tricky because going back, there is just now so much stuff on YouTube with it, and honestly, a lot of them are just awful. Um, and for me, none of the role play ones ever worked. They're kind of weird to me. I just want to hear like, I don't know. I don't want to sit through a 20-minute video and hope that at some point in there I'm going to get it. Like, I want to sit down and start watching the video and have it work. Um, so I mean, if you're interested at all in looking into it, I feel that two of the better channels currently, that have worked for me. It's, you never know, because all of them are so diverse in what they do to try to cater towards every individual, because everybody's different. For me, I would recommend, I think it's ASMR GB and the one Lilium. They've done some ones that work well for me. Um, and like I said, it's really something you have to sit down and figure out, what works for you, if it even works for you. And you just kind of have to sift through, and that's the only unfortunate part of it. But yep, that's ASMR. Definitely worth checking out if you've never heard of it, or are just at all interested. And I'm RJ, and this was my 2 cents. See you guys.